It's the one ad every business should be running. It doesn't matter what type of business you are or what products and services you offer. It's the one ad that's guaranteed to move the needle. Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Brad with Liquis Digital, and in this video we're going to walk through how you can use the Facebook retargeting ad for your business and how to get it set up. Okay, so before we jump into how to set this up, let's talk about what it is and how it works. So the Facebook retargeting ad, when someone comes to your website or one of your product pages or any page on your website, and then they leave your website and go to, let's say, Facebook or Instagram, then they see your ad, right? So we're retargeting them. They came to your website, they went to Facebook, and they're seeing your Facebook ad. Okay, so how does that work? How are we tracking them? We're tracking them by using what they call the Facebook pixel. Most likely you've heard of this. So how it works is the Facebook pixel is installed on your website. When they come to your website, the Facebook pixel identifies them. And then when they leave the site and go to Facebook or Instagram, it knows what pages they visited. Then they've been added to one of your audiences, and now they see your Facebook ad. So the magic happens in the Facebook pixel. So that is really what we're going to talk about and how to set that up. So let's dive into that. In setting this up, I have a test account in Ads Manager. At this point, we're gonna go into the assumption that you have a Facebook ad account set up. And if you don't, so this video isn't gonna cover that part of it. So there are plenty of videos, even Facebook has plenty of tutorials and documentation on how to get your ad account created. It's super easy to do. So I would recommend just going and looking at that if you don't already have an ad account. Okay, so what we want to do before we can start running and creating an ad to retarget people with, we need to install the Facebook pixel onto your website. What we're going to do is, I also have a test website, and it's a WordPress website. So this is also going to be showing you how to do this on WordPress. So what we need to do is get the Facebook pixel. So once you're logged into Ads Manager and you're in your ad account, as I am here, you're going to click on this Business Tools box over here, and you're going to go to Events Manager. So now, in order to get my pixel code to add, what I need to do is click on this plus button, the Connect Data Sources, and I want to select Web, and I want to click Get Started, and I want to select Facebook Pixel Connect. Now you want to give it a name. So I'm just going to call this Brad's Test Pixel. And this is optional. This is the website code. Let's just skip this part. I'm just going to put in a name and I'm going to continue. Perfect. Okay, so now it's telling us how do you want to install your pixel. So we can use this partner integration, or we can install the code manually. So I am going to go ahead and install the code manually. So let's assume we're on WordPress. We're gonna go ahead and click Install Code Manually. Okay, so here's my pixel code right here. So I could just copy this code. Okay, and then if I continue, I'm gonna turn on Automatic Advanced Matching. Sure. And I'm just gonna click through this. Okay, so we have copied that Facebook pixel. Okay, so what I wanna do, I'm gonna go to my test website, and I like to use a plugin on WordPress to put in my pixel information. I'm just gonna search for Facebook pixel, and I usually use this one for just a basic website. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this, activate it. I'm gonna go ahead and install it right down here, pixel your site. I'm just gonna go ahead and go to dashboard. Okay, so now we need to put in the pixel ID. So I'm gonna, because I have this big code pasted, I only need the ID. So I'm just pasting it in this little text field here, and I'm gonna open it up, because all I need is that number right there. Okay, so that is so I basically just need to put this number in there, and I need to just clear this out. All of this other code, so let's say you have another type of site that isn't WordPress and you're not using a plugin. Basically all you need to do is copy this code and paste it into the head of your website. So in the code, the header code, you would paste that in there. So usually whatever platform you're on has some solution to add a Facebook pixel. So anyway, so that is really, we're gonna put that ID in there, and I am going to go ahead and just ignore all of these other options, and I'm gonna click save. Okay, so now we should have that pixel installed. There is a Chrome extension. I'm gonna copy this URL. So this is the URL to my test website. There is a Chrome extension that you can install. That is basically the Facebook pixel helper. So you can go ahead and go to your web page that you installed your pixel, and you can see if there's a pixel installed. So sure enough, there it is. It's picking up my pixel, and it even has the pixel ID ending in 901. Yep, and there it is, 901. Perfect. So now, let me refresh this. Perfect. So now what's happening is we have the pixel installed, and by navigating to the site with the pixel installed, Facebook sees, okay, yes, there's some activity happening. Now we are in a position where we can create an ad. So now we can track people that come to our website and then retarget them with an ad. So the next step of this is we need to create an audience inside of Facebook using this pixel. So what's going to happen is we're going to create this audience, and we're going to say anybody who's visited the website in the last, let's say 60 or 180 days, we want them to be added to this audience, and we want this ad to be shown to them. Okay, so we can do that because of this pixel. Okay, so now inside of this pixel screen, which is basically the events manager screen, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to create, and we're gonna create a custom audience. Okay, so using our pixel that we created, we're gonna say all of the website visitors in the past, let's say 180 days, and the maximum time is 180 days. So we'll do 180 days. So basically this is just gonna be, we're defining that this audience is gonna be anybody that's visited the website in the last 180 days. Now you can get a little more fancy, and you can say, I only wanna do if they visited specific web pages. So maybe I wanna create an audience of people that have visited my shop or visited a certain service. Now you can have different services and different audiences, and you could retarget them with that service or that product or that audience, right? So, or how much time they've spent on the site. So I only want to retarget maybe people that have spent over 5 minutes on the site. I don't know. So different options, you can start to get creative with your different strategies. But to keep it simple, we're just gonna do all website visitors in the last 180 days. All we gotta do is just give it a name. So I like to just keep it simple. Website visitors, perfect. We're gonna create an audience. All right, so now we're done. Now we have an audience created. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and we're gonna create an ad. So now I'm gonna go into Ads Manager, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna create under the Campaigns tab. And we're not gonna go into like a lot of detail on how to create ads. This is, this could turn into a really long video. What we wanna do is just create a simple little retargeting ad. So I'm gonna do retarget test, and I'm just gonna give it a name. I am going to do, we're just gonna keep it simple right now. We're gonna do a traffic ad. So with the pixel installed, it gives us the ability to do conversion ads. Conversion mean if they did a certain action. So let's say for us, we wanna create an ad that is, in our business, our call to action is to create or to schedule a call with us. So we have a page, a thank you page, when someone schedules that they hit, that is the thank you page. So we know if they hit that page, they scheduled. So what we would do is create this conversion in Facebook and say if anyone hits this page from this ad, then we know they converted. So that's a conversion pixel. So that is gonna be in another video, but for right now, we're gonna just run a basic traffic ad. A traffic ad is basically an ad that is going to target people that are more likely to just click and visit your website, to come back to your website. So we're gonna start with that. We'll go ahead and turn on this campaign budget optimization. And for retarget ad, depending on how many people you have coming to your website, typically about $10 a day is decent. You could do $5 a day. You don't want to do too much, because let's say you have 1,000 visitors to your website a day, which for an average type of business is a decent amount of people. Most don't have that many. So if you threw $100 at this ad, it's just gonna try to spend $100 and try to just show this ad to so many, like out of this 1,000 people, it's gonna try to show the ad and spend your money. So it's gonna show this ad, multiple times, maybe 5 or 6, 10 times. I mean, so you're gonna really spend a lot of money just to re-show this ad. So I would recommend just starting with $5 to $10 a day on these types of ads. And then you can always adjust it. So for the name, I'm just gonna kind of keep going here. And there's campaigns, there's ad sets, and then there's ads. So there's a whole hierarchy of how these are set up. We're not gonna worry about these too much or get into details about what they are in this one. We're just gonna kind of walk through the initial setup. Okay, so now we have this retarget ad. So we have the campaign, ad set, and then our ad. So ad set, here what we want to do is we've chosen a traffic ad. So we're going to bring them to our website. And then here is the important part. Here's where, this is who's going to see it. This is the audience. This is where we can select who's going to see our ad. What we want to do is select the audience we created. So website visitors. So anybody that has visited the website in 180 days. And then we can get a little bit more detailed. So we have locations, so you can specify if it's just, in your area, or if it's all of the United States or other countries. You can specify an age range, genders, and then you can get more detailed targeting. So keep in mind, we don't typically need to mess with these too much, right? Because this is gonna do the work for us. This is gonna say, we're gonna show the ad to anyone who's visited your website. Now you might wanna specify like an age. So maybe, your services are targeted toward a certain age range, or maybe a certain gender. So you don't wanna show an ad to someone that, doesn't obviously want to see your services. So that's one reason why you might use those. But for the most part, you can just keep it the same with website visitors. Okay. Other than that, we're just going to keep this the same for right now. So that's the ad set. And then now if we come into the retarget, the ad itself, this is where you're going to make sure you select your page that you're running, the Facebook page. This is where you'd select your Instagram page. Okay. And then this is where you would go ahead and add your media. So you would add an image, or you can use some stock photos. I'm just gonna select, maybe gonna search something here. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this person here. Okay, perfect. This is where you put in your website URL. And now I'm not gonna actually run this ad because I don't wanna run this ad to people. This is where you're gonna talk about your offer. So let's think about what this is. So people have visited your website and now they're seeing this ad. So what do you want to tell them? So if they visited a product or a certain page, you might want to talk about that product or page. If they visited, let's say they visited our website and we went to schedule a call, we might add in some verbiage or some copy here that's going to entice them to click through and come back and schedule that call with us. So we're going to have some text in here and it's going to go above that image we added. You can see here where it gets what it's going to look like. Here is the headline. That's going to get added there. Here's a description. That's going to get added there. Yeah. So this is the website URL. This is where they're going to go when they click on this learn more. And then that call to action is this right here. You can change it to request a time, get access, listen now. So all of these different things, contact us. I typically like to do learn more, but you can play around with that. And you just want to make sure that your Facebook pixel tracking is turned on, and then you click publish. Facebook reviews it. Once it's reviewed, it's live and running. And then you can come back in and tweak it if you need to. But I would try to get it dialed in and let it run for, a few days and see what types of actions you get. Okay, there you have it. That is how you set up a Facebook retargeting ad. Hope you found this video helpful, and we'll see you next time.